Hi guys, welcome everyone to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to see about operational amplifiers alias op amps and its types. We are also going to talk briefly about square wave generation. First, what is an op amp? An op amp is an electrical device which performs various linear, non-linear and mathematical operations. The symbol represents op amp. It has two input terminals, namely inverting and non-inverting. Inverting represented by negative symbol, non-inverting by positive symbol. It has one output terminal. The V plus and V minus terminal indicate power supply terminal. So thus we get to know op amp is a multi-terminal device. The picture represents op amps assembled in an IC with 8 terminals, out of which 5 terminals get in use. Then, what are the different types of op amp? Based on the input provided, we classify op amps into two basic types, namely non-inverting op amp and inverting op amp. If the input is given to inverting terminal of an op amp, we will say it as inverting op amp. The output in the inverting op amp is out of phase with respect to input by 180 degrees. That is, if input is given as positive value, the output will be a negative value. Why? Because the voltage gain of this op amp V0 by Vi is minus Rf by Ri. The minus indicates the inversion process. So the voltage gain is always negative. Thus, the input will change polarity during output. Non-inverting op amp. Non-inverting op amp is same circuit as inverting op amp, but we have to listen carefully that the input is given to non-inverting terminal while no change occurs in the circuit diagram, and the inverting terminal is grounded. Thus, the voltage gain of this non-inverting op amp is 1 plus Rf by Ri. It's positive voltage gain. There are various arithmetic operations that can be performed by operational amplifier. Thus, we classify it into various types according to their performance. First, we are going to see summing amplifier or adder. The input is given at inverting terminal. We can give n number of inputs which are going to be get added. At node 1 we apply Kirchhoff law, that is I is equal to V1 by R1 plus V2 by R2 plus V3 by R3 up to n number of terms. At the output side we get I is equal to minus V0 by Rf. On comparing these two, we get V0 as minus Rf by R1 V1 plus minus Rf by R2 V2 plus minus Rf by R3 V3 up to n number of terms. Thus, the input voltages get summed up. Thus, we referred it as summing amplifier. Next, a subtractor. The name suggests subtractor. It produces a difference between two input voltages. Here the circuit represents a subtractor. V1, V2 are the input voltages. If V1, V2 is given to this op amp, the V0 produced will be V1 minus V2. That is difference between these two voltages. So that's how subtractor gauge works. Differentiator, another arithmetic operation. This circuit use a capacitor at input terminal. The input is given to inverting terminal only. The feedback circuit contains a resistor, namely Rf. So on applying Kirchhoff law at terminal A, we get C dV by dt is equal to minus V0 by R, basis on current. So thus on rearranging we get V0 is equal to minus RC dVi by dt. So you can ask me where the differentiation occurs. So actually V0 is a product of RC into differentiated value of Vi. So some product of differentiated value of input will be produced. The value will be changed according to the R and C selected. Next one is an integrator. Integrator, the reverse occurs, that is at input side we will have a resistor, on feedback side we will have a capacitor. So on applying Kirchhoff law at terminal A, Vi by R is equal to minus C dV naught by dt. So on rearranging, dV naught is equal to minus Vi by Rc into dt. On integrating this, we get V naught is equal to minus 1 by Rc integrated value of Vi by dt. Thus, the output produced will be some integrated value of Vi. Then we come to logarithmic op amp. It produces a log value of the input. So in this circuit, we have a resistor at non-inverting inverting terminal and a diode at feedback circuits. So on applying Kirchhoff law, we get minus Vi by R1 plus If is equal to 0, where If is equal to Vi by R1. So what is If? On seeing diode, the basic If means Is e power Vf by nVt. What is these quantities? Is is the saturation current of the diode. Vf is the voltage drop across diode when it is forward bias. Remember it. Vt is the diode's terminal equivalent voltage, which is almost a constant. So what happens then? We are going to substitute this one. Vi by R1 is equal to Is e power minus V naught by nVt, where Vi by R1 by Is, the Is will be transferred here, which is equal to e power minus V naught by nVt. We are going to talk in terms of V naught, so we are converting Vf into V naught minus V naught, that is given in the black square. Thus, on applying natural law, we get minus V naught by nVt is equal to ln of Vi by R1 Is, where V naught is given by minus nVt ln Vi by R1 Is. Some logarithmic value of the input is our output. So anti-logarithmic op amp is just reversal of this, where the inverting terminal gets a diode and the feedback gets a resistance. So on applying Kirchhoff law at the node, we get If is equal to minus V naught by Rf. So same, we are going to talk in terms of output. So V naught is equal to minus Rf into If. So If we saw in that logarithmic op amp, we get If is equal to Is e power Vf by nVt. So on substituting this, we get V naught is equal to minus Rf Is e Vf by nVt. So Vf is equal to Vi, that is given in black square. So thus we get V naught is equal to minus Rf Is e power Vi by nVt. Anti-logarithmic value of the input is our output. So next we are going to see a non-linear operation called comparator. So comparator consists of two terminals, namely Vi and V reference. V reference is the standard one, that is if you have to set a benchmark, we use a V reference as a benchmark and Vi is the input. So what comparator do? As name suggests, comparator compares two value and produce one output. That is, the V naught will depends on whether Vi is greater than Vref or less than Vref. It produces the saturated value only. Thus, if Vi is greater than V reference, we get a negative saturated voltage, and if the Vi is less than V reference, we get a positive saturation voltage. That is the work of comparator. So now let me discuss about square wave generator using op amp. So square wave generation, what it means? Square wave generation means generating a rectangular output waveform only. but on total it looks like a square. We force output to switch between the positive saturation voltage and the negative saturation voltage at the output of an operational amplifier. So Michael Faraday is the father of this generator. The square wave generator is also known as astable multi-vibrator or free running vibrator. This is the circuit where a capacitor is given to a non-inverting terminal and the it's given to inverting terminal and non-inverting terminal is grounded. Both are given a feedback circuit with a resistor. So this is the waveform that is going to be produced. It is called rectangular waveform, where the middle line Ft will be there. So first half positive, second half negative, third half positive, fourth half negative. The cycle goes on. So let's look on working. Initially, the voltage across the C1 capacitor will be 0 and the output of the op amp will be high. As we given at supply, the output will be high. As a result, the C1 capacitor charging to positive voltage through R1 potentiometer. When the C1 capacitor is charged with a level so that the voltage at the inverting terminal of an op amp is above the voltage at the non-inverting terminal, the output of the op amp swings to negative. So if you watch keenly, you get to know that the op amp here referred is a comparator by basic. Since the value changing here to saturated value only, so this op amp is an basic comparator. Now what happens? The capacitor rapidly discharges through R1 and then starts charging to negative voltage. When the C1 is charged to a negative voltage so that the voltage at the inverting input more negative than that of the non-inverting input, the output of the op amp swings back to positive voltage. Now the capacitor rapidly discharges the negative voltage through R1 and starts charging to positive voltage. The cycle is recurrent infinite and the outcome will a non-stop square wave swinging between positive VCC and negative VCC at the output. If you want your rectangular or square wave at some say 5 volt or 10 volt, you have to provide 5 volt or 10 volt to the op amp. Thus, with the help of the capacitor and with the help of our supply, it will operates by swinging to positive saturation and negative saturation, and then cycle continues. Thus, we produce a square wave. Thank you for watching my videos. There's no need to like or dislike or bell button or share it. But if you gain some knowledge from this video, just comment. Thank you all.